Dhows have been trading along the East African coast for many generations, but with the advent of modern shipping, many of them have turned their attention to the tourism sector. I'm in the Kenyan coast to learn more.
Making travel accessible was the idea behind 25-year-old tech entrepreneur Yasmin El-Bagari's startup, Voyage. Voyage, an online platform, connects travelers to hosts around the world.
50% of the coffee that is produced in the country is consumed locally. The other 50% exported to different countries across the world. We're in the birthplace of coffee to examine who exactly is benefiting and who's getting a raw deal.
Hi guys,
we are the Moriahs. We are an ordinary couple
going through ordinary challenges.
Kila mtu ana shida, you take your paper, you write down your problem,
tunaiweka hapa. Trust me, hizi zangu ni kama mbili hapa, the rest ni zake.
Pump sends you to this guy, manzi.
Hizo t-shirt zinanikatia, to be honest.
Tafadhali ujoreza yaje. Mimi sijaongea uogi.
Shawa, tuko storia shawa.
Mwanaume anaingia kwa kitanda, jasho.
Everyone has dreams. Mine is to climb Mount Everest. Society expects you to follow a very strict, certain way of life. And then at some point you just realize that it can be edited.
There's no reason why Kenya should not put its flag on top of Mount Everest. We need to actually go and say, okay, we are done here, get us another mountain.
2022 is not really a Gitonga project. It's bringing everyone on board and telling them whatever that makes you dance, that is Everest 22 for you.
COVID-19 is preventable. Protect yourself, your family, and the community. This message has been brought to you by the government of Kenya and its partners.
I've been here.
I don't think we've been here before, pal.
You had a grandpa named Pop, right?
He died when I was about your age.
He's very nice.
You saw my grandfather? Where did you see him?
In heaven?
Is this him? Is this the man you saw?
No, in heaven everybody's young.
We need to get him in surgery right away. The pain that I suffered watching my son that close to death.
We're in trouble here. He's much worse. Will you call some friends and pray for him?
The hospital staff said that your son was not expected to survive.
He saw things that I can't really explain.
I lifted up and I looked down. Mom was in one room, you were in another room yelling at God.
The Kenya Film Commission, in partnership with Techno Mobile, CDI Gadgets, Documentary and Reality TV, has rolled out the third edition of the Mobile Phone Film Competition. It is a competition for short films shot using exclusively mobile phones.
To participate, you need to be a Kenyan citizen, have a smartphone that can shoot video in HD, be between the ages of 18 to 35 years old, shoot a film not longer than 5 minutes. The film should be in English, but if you must use any other language, please use subtitles in your film.
And margarine. New look, same great taste.
This is NTV.
Well, I trust your weekend is coming along swimmingly. Thank you for joining us on NTV At One. My name is Dibala Nia. Ford Kenya leader, who is also Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula, has been removed as the party's leader. The decision was made after the party's special National Executive Council meeting led by Bungoma Governor Wycliffe Wangamati and the party's Secretary General Dr. Eseli Simiyu. The leaders accused Wetangula of not fostering unity and gross misconduct. Wetangula has been replaced by Kandui MP Wafula Wamunyinyi as the interim party leader.
There's a lot of realignments that is happening at the national level. There's a lot of reorganization that is happening, political reorganization that is happening at the national level. We as a party, Ford Kenya, we want to be part of that discussion that is happening at the national level. We as a party, we want to be part of the government in 2022. And that is why some of these decisions have been taken. That we don't want to be we don't want to be left behind. We want to be part of the government. And I want to say it very clear here that we are behind the handshake. We are behind the handshake of Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga. We want to be part of that discussions. And I'm sure we have given the mandate to our new party leader that going forward, as the discussions and the conversation happen at the national level, that Ford Kenya is going to be part of that discussion.
Right, we want to cross over to where this meeting is happening. Our city party leader is Moses Wetangula, and he is now speaking on the matter. Let's listen in.
Who is not here, the Honorable Wafula Wamunyinyi Kandui, who is not here, and the Honorable Olaga Alwoj from Kisumu West. And of course, my own deputy, Richard Momoima Onyonka of Kitutu Chache East, who is not here. He has apologies. We know where he is, and he's with us family. You have heard this morning that a grouping calling themselves NEC members of this party assembled in some five-star hotel after airlifting some impositors. We know the country is closed down. The air travel is suspended. You can't fly to Mombasa, you can't fly to Kisumu or anywhere. They were airlifting people yesterday from Kisumu, from Mombasa, persons who are not officials of this party, persons who are not NEC members of this party. They booked them at a Radisson Blue Hotel at the Arboretum, and they detained them forcefully overnight and took them through an unlawful meeting where they purported to make decisions affecting this party without authority because they are not lawfully assembled and they have no authority to make such decisions. Consequent upon what has happened, NEC of the party has made decisions to discipline these truant and errant members. The party is a bastion of democracy. Our history as a party of change in this country is well known. A party that in the year 1993 was the only party that had members from each and every of the then 8 provinces of Kenya. When I took over this party as party leader, this party had only 1 member of parliament. Today, we have 13 members of parliament, we have 2 governors, and we have 85 MCS countrywide. We boast of the deputy speaker of Wajir being Ford Kenya. We boast of the deputy speaker of Taita Taveta being Ford Kenya, and the rest, of course, in other areas where we have equal strength. We want to announce to our members countrywide that don't be in any state of panic. A lot of you have sent messages inquiring what is happening, whether there is a coup in the party. Coups are archaic, coups are anachronistic to good order, and coups are activities of cowards. This party has gone through grassroots elections. We have done elections all the way up to the counties. When Corona challenge visited this country, we had already set a date for our NDC to go and elect national officials. Anybody, and I want to repeat, anybody who wants to run for a seat in Fort Kenya, including the seat of party leader, file your papers. Let's meet at Bomas when the date for elections is set, and let the people make their choice. I have no doubt whatsoever that the good work I've done for this party, the delegates will give me an additional term to lead this great party. Consequent upon what has unlawfully taken place, the neck of the party, which is the engine of running the party, has made certain decisions to instill discipline and order in the party. Before I tell you the changes, I want to take this single opportunity to salute my deputy, Richard Momoima Onyonka, who was put under immense pressure by these dark forces of evil to accept to be part of the treachery to the leadership of the party. He was offered money, he was handed all over until he acquired a different telephone number and switched off the numbers that they know. And as we speak, Richard Momoima Onyonga remains the hero of this party. Because Richard is well schooled in public life. He was my assistant minister in foreign affairs. I trained him properly. And when he had challenges at his election, we were all there for him. So following this, we want to tell you that the neck of the party has decided that the Secretary General David Eseli Simiyu, regrettably my close friend, my age mate, a man I grew up with, but when you choose the path of evil, the consequences await you. We have, as a party, suspended David Eseli Simiyu. He's no longer our Secretary General, and in his place, NEC has appointed Dr. Chris Wamalwa from Kiminini as our acting Secretary General until further communication will be given. Wafula Wamunyinyi, a man that has walked his life in my shadow for a long time, including but not limited to my appointing him a special envoy to the AU for Somalia. I'm told he's the one who has taken the seat of treachery this morning and purported to be the party leader of Fort Kenya. He, in this party, is the Secretary for Livestock and Agriculture, a sectoral section like many other sectoral sections. We have forthwith suspended him, and in his place, we have appointed in acting capacity Mheshimiwa Vincent Kemosi Mogaka of West Mugirango. He will act in that position until we hold elections. Cynthia Mutere, our nominated MCA from Busia, who has been supported by this party in many ways, again also joined the evil forces of treachery in attempting to destabilize the party. She has been the chair of the Women League of the party. We hereby announce her suspension, and her place is taken by her deputy, the Honorable Rosalida Andambi, our nominated MCA from Kakamega, who also serves in Kakamega County Assembly on the Speaker's panel. She's here with us. We want to thank members of the party from all over the country. And we want to repeat the trio of Governor Wycliffe Wangamati of Bungoma, Honorable David Eseli Simiyu of Tongaren, and Honorable Wafula Wamunyinyi of Kandui. We want to tell them that Fort Kenya is not a Bungoma affair. Fort Kenya is a national party. That's why Vincent Kemosi from West Mugirango is here. That's why Mama Nasser Sahal is here. The chairman of the party in Trans Nzoia is here. The new Secretary General is from Trans Nzoia, and we have others from all over the country. For you, our organizing secretary, Chris Mandu, in fact, we've seen some fake minutes from the treacherous meeting alleging that Chris Mandu here is the one who proposed to Omunyinyi to become the party leader. Chris is right here with us. This party belongs to the people of Kenya, to its members. And its members, and only its members, have the power and the right to decide who becomes a person to carry the privilege I carry to lead the party. And this privilege, I'll carry it with dignity, I'll carry it with honor, I'll carry it with respect, and I respect our forefathers who founded this party, toiled and moiled for democracy in this country. The late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, the late Masinde Muliro, the late Kenneth Matiba, the late Martin Shikuku, the founders of the original Ford. We salute the late Wamalwa Kijana, who led this party until he became the vice president of this country. He never attempted to stage coups in the party. People loved him, people elected him, people supported him. And that is what we stand for. We salute George Captain. We salute all our forefathers, gone and still living, who have been in this party for this long. We are saddened by one of our former nominated members of parliament, Mzee Patrick Wangamati, whom we respected a lot, who thinks that he has to chaperone his family to lead this party. Parties are not about families. Parties are about people who believe in democracy. So thank you very much, fellow Kenyans. Those of you who are watching from wherever, because I thank the media houses that have given us a live link to this, we want to encourage you and assure you that Ford
Kenya leader there, Moses Wetangula, speaking on the latest development in the party so far. And of course, just touching on their attempted coup within the party that has been, of course, happening since 10 a.m. in the morning. And this is just a rejoinder to what was happening then. He says forthwith also the Secretary General, that is Dr. Eseli Simiyu, has been suspended forthwith. And in his place, we have now Dr. Chris Wamalwa as the acting Secretary General. Wafula also, Wamunyinyi, has been appointed as a special envoy to Somalia. We have Cynthia Mutere, who has been suspended as that is from within the party in an acting capacity. And in her place, we have Rosalinda Ndambi, who's a nominated MCA from Kakamega, taking the place of Cynthia Mutere. He says coup are archaic, anachronistic, and they are cowards. We'll bring you much more later in the course of the program. Vincent Odori is working on that. Let's just move on to Baringo to see what is happening currently. 10 people are feared dead during a police operation at Riongo in Silale Ward, Baringo County. Locals allege that the operation to flush out bandits has flattened the entire business center known of Riongo as police went door to door in search of bandits responsible for the attack on 2 police officers 2 days ago. The police have mounted a roadblock at Loruk, searching for the attackers believed to be on the run. The 2 police officers attacked 2 days ago are undergoing treatment after suffering major injuries. A newborn, only 16 hours old, has been rescued from a tea plantation in Limuru, where she is believed to have been dumped shortly after birth. The baby was taken to hospital for observation and later handed over to caregivers at the Limuru Child Care Orphanage. The mother remains in police custody with mental evaluation expected to be done to determine whether she can be tried in court.
30-year-old Kezia Njeri is escorted by law enforcement officers after her baby was discovered wrapped in polythene bags and dumped in a tea plantation in Limuru. Her nonchalant demeanor masks the action she is accused of having committed. Her family claims that they were unaware of her pregnancy and ultimate delivery.
Asubuhi ndio nilijua yeye alitupa mtoto na mtoto akachukuliwa akapelekwa kwa polisi. Sasa mimi nikifikiri naona ako na stress mingi kwa sababu haogeagi na mtu, hata hatukuwa tunajua kama ako na mimba.
The baby, only 16 hours old, lies on a hospital bed for evaluation, following which she was declared healthy and out of danger.
Na vile alikuwa amefungwa, alikuwa na karatasi ya nylon. Lakini saa hii mtoto ako sawa, ni mzima, na nitaomba Mungu abariki mtoto.
Sisi kama familia tukipewa mtoto tutakubali kumlea.
Njeri makes her slow journey to the Tigoni police station to await evaluation of her mental health before possible prosecution. The moment now being seen as a teaching moment for women, especially during the tough economic times.
Wito yangu ni kuambia kina wamama, mujihadhari. Juu saa ile umepata mimba. Unabeba hiyo mimba miezi 9, alafu unazaa. Unatupa mtoto kwa nini? Ukiwa uko na shida, ongea na mwenzako akusaidie na muelewane, hiyo shida itaisha.
For now, the baby remains at the childcare orphanage in Limuru. Charity Mwangi, NTV.
Veteran musician Mzee John Nzenze is dead. Nzenze was famous for his twist dance style and hits such as Angelique, Habari za Nairobi, and Julieta, Rudi Tuoane. He was receiving treatment at the Kakamega General Hospital and was later transferred to Mukumu Hospital for further treatment until his demise. Nzenze, who died at 80 years of age, is said to have suffered from prostate cancer. His body is at Mukumu Hospital mortuary.
Kama situtawachana kwa mapenzi yetu ya kwanza tulipokuwa tukicheza twisti. Sikujua kama situtawachana kwa mapenzi yetu ya kwanza tulipokuwa tukicheza twisti. Shauri ya twisti.
Our deepest sympathy there and condolences for the family. Flood victims in Tana Delta are living in deplorable conditions at their internally displaced camps following poor hygienic conditions and lack of health facilities nearby. They are complaining over the lack of proper sanitation and health facilities. Kevin Mutai has more on this.
Over 40,000 residents from 11 villages in Kipini have been affected by floods, and most of them are currently living in makeshift camps after their homes were marooned by flood waters. Some of the affected villages that can only be accessible by boat include Manono, Chara and Oda.
Kwa sisi wa mama tumeumia vibaya. Ile ukulima yetu zote zimeenda na maji na mkao hatuna, mali ya kukaa mmejionea nyinyi wenyewe. Tunaishi hivi. Usiku ni umbu, mchana kuna siafu, inatusumbua, hatushindi, hatupumui.
Hawa kazi ni wakulima hodari sana. Katika maeneo sahihi takriban ekari 1500 ya mahindi imesombwa na maji. Watermelon, tomato ambayo kwamba zamani wanapeleka sokoni wakauza, wakapata mapato ya kupeleka watoto fees na wakajimudu, hizo zote zimebebwa na maji.
The camps mostly located in areas which have no sanitation, surrounded by thorny bushes, and the health facilities are no longer operating. Expectant mothers are the worst affected since they are forced to deliver at the camps under the help of traditional birth attendants as roads remain completely cut off.
Hata usiku mimi nazalisha inde hapo. Hakuna nyumba. Na ingine iko mimba, sijui usiku utazaa, anazalisha wapi mimi? Anazalisha wapi mimi? Hana dawa. Hata kama wanawake wengine kama anazaa, damu anatiririka. Kisha mimi anafungana nini?
Residents are also living in fear of venomous snakes which constantly invade their makeshift camps at night. A girl is a recent victim after she was bit by a snake, and residents resorted to traditional ways of extracting poison from her leg.
Mama usiku wanakaa hivi paka asubuhi kwa ajili ya siafu, umbu, nyoka, fisi, kila wanyama iko wanasumbulika hapa. Na chatu ndio ambaye inameza hata mtoto. tatu, hata watoto wanameza.
They are urging the government to intervene and supply them with foodstuff, medical assistance and household goods. Kevin Mutai, NTV, Mombasa.
The National Council of Elders is warning Kenyans to desist from consuming relief food coming from unknown sources. This is in a bid to avoid a repeat of the incidences witnessed in parts of Nairobi and Kiambu counties last week, where anonymous people supplied contaminated food to unsuspecting members of public. The council chairman, Fares Rutere, said that the elders called upon the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of Government to ensure that the resources set aside by the national government to cushion vulnerable members of the society are used prudently to ensure that they do not fall prey to other people with evil intentions.
Ati mtu anatafuta kura na mtu ameenda kupeana chakula iko na sumu, na pia anataka hawa wananchi wale washibe wapate kumpigia kura, alafu kesho yake tunasikia ile chakula alipeleka ilikuwa na sumu. Sasa hii inatuchangasha. Serikali inataka ichunguze vizuri kama ni yule mpinzani wake au yule watu wanashindana wawili kwa siasa, mmoja anataka kumharibia mwingine. Hatutaki mambo kama haya sisi tukiwa wananchi yapatikane. Naenda ucheze na kitu kingine, lakini usicheze na tumbo na usicheze na chakula na sumu. Manake utamaliza wananchi.
Stakeholders in the private sector are asking for a seat at President Uhuru Kenyatta's consultation table in plans to reopen the economy. Former Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I should say, Chairman, this is Kipono Kitoni, says with small and medium enterprises on their knees, more consultations is needed to revive them. Speaking during a wedding ceremony in Sibanga, Trans Nzoia, Kitoni argued that the government should deliberately put measures to combat the spread of the virus to avoid closure of more businesses. This comes a week to the expiry of the dusk to dawn curfew and cessation of movement directive by President Uhuru Kenyatta.
The reopening of the economy is a necessity in order for businesses not to go into meltdown. My suggestion as a business leader is that before the decision is taken on whether or not to reopen the economy, all the stakeholding groups need to be held in meet in a consultative environment.
Right, we'll take a short break right now. We'll circle back with more. Don't go away.
Rashes again? Kiss Kids diapers. Kiss Kids, no rashes. Kiss Kids, no rashes. Bye-bye rashes. Buy diapers. Choose Kiss Kids.
Sonadol Extra imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli kupambana haraka na maumivu ya kichwa, mwili na hata meno. Sonadol Extra, hakika maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari. The Kenya Film Commission, in line with its mandate and function of promoting development of local content and establishing a film fund, has established a film empowerment program that will provide film and video-related funding. Individuals, companies, and organizations will be required to submit funding applications to the Commission. To register, visit www.kenyafilmcommission.com.
Welcome back. Farmers in Kisii County have a reason to smile after the national government, through the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Enterprise Development, said construction of a banana cold storage and processing plant will begin soon at Kia Mokama Ward in Nyaribari constituency. The cost of construction of the facility has been set at 100 million shillings, which is part of the 300 million shillings given by President Uhuru Kenyatta for processing facilities in Kisii, Meru, and Nyandarua. The plant is expected to be ready in 3 months. Micro and Small Enterprise Authority CEO Henry Rither said banana production in the country has moved from subsistence to cash crop farming owing to an increased demand for the crop.
We intend to put up a facility of 8 cubicles cold storage facility with a focus of 6 being focusing on bananas and the other 2 being for traditional vegetables. This will play a significant role in reducing the post-harvest cost and also ensuring that the value chain, the market linkages, when the farmers have the products, they can keep them until the market is stable enough to sell at a better, to fetch a better price from the market.
On the international scene, civil unrest flared and curfews were imposed on several major U.S. cities on Saturday as demonstrators took to the streets to vent outrage at the death of a black man shown on video gasping for breath as white Minneapolis policeman knelt on his neck.
Curfews have been ordered in the cities across the U.S. to stem unrest sparked by the death of a black man in the police custody. But they have been defied in many areas, with shops looted, cars burned, and buildings attacked. Riot police have used tear gas and rubber bullets in the nation's capital. Hundreds of demonstrators assembled near the Justice Department headquarters, shouting "Black Lives Matter." Many later moved to the White House, where they faced off with shield-carrying police, some mounted and horseback. The sight of protesters flooding streets fueled a sense of crisis in the U.S. after weeks of lockdowns due to the COVID pandemic, which has seen millions thrown out of work and has unequal affected minority communities. President Donald Trump said on Saturday that if protesters who gathered the night before in Lafayette Square across from the White House had breached the fence, they would have been greeted with most vicious dogs. The full Minnesota National Guard was activated for the first time since World War II after 4 nights of arson, looting and vandalism in parts of Minneapolis, the state's largest city, and its adjacent capital, St. Paul.
Well, you got him down, man. Let him breathe, at least, man. I can't breathe.
A white ex-policeman is charged with murdering George Floyd. 46-year-old in Minneapolis, Derek Chauvin, 44, is due to appear in court on Monday. In a video footage, Chauvin can be seen kneeling on a Floyd's neck for several minutes on Monday. The Floyd case has reignited U.S. anger over police killings of black Americans. It follows the high-profile cases of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Eric Garner in New York, and others that have been driven the Black Lives Matter movement.
And in sports, the Formula One season, which was braked due to the coronavirus pandemic, may rev off in July in Austria. According to the country's health ministry, the races scheduled for 5th and 12th of July will take place behind closed doors. The 2020 season was due to start in Australia in March, but the coronavirus pandemic took over and it was postponed.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan.
That does it for now. Thank you for your valued company. I am NTV At
One. This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Balancing between life and livelihood, I can admit that it has been very difficult. I have a young son also who happened to be, was traveling to Mombasa with his mother when all of this happened, so they were caught out in Mombasa. They are still there. And because of now the confinement rules that we have put, they can't move back. And he decided one day that he wants to go out. And I asked him a personal question. So I said, okay, you've gone out, but now you've come back and you're with your grandmother. How will you live with yourself? We can't be in lockdown forever. We have to reopen our economy.
Is BBI still on?
Absolutely. The BBI process is one area where I have always wondered why we are politicizing. So if you feel you're not able to work in tandem with my agenda, please then, why don't you let me put somebody who is keen and eager to help me fulfill that agenda that I promised Kenyans in 2013 for the first time.
I've been here.
I don't think we've been here before, pal.
You had a grandpa named Pop, right?
He died when I was about your age.
He's very nice.
You saw my grandfather? Where did you see him?
In heaven?
Is this him? Is this the man you saw?
No, in heaven, everybody's young.
We need to get him in surgery right away. The pain that I suffered watching my son that close to death.
We're in trouble here. He's much worse. Will you call some friends and pray for him?
The hospital staff said that your son was not expected to survive.
He saw things that I can't really explain.
I lifted up and I looked down. Mom was in one room, you were in another room yelling at God.
Dhows have been trading along the East African coast for many generations, but with the advent of modern shipping, many of them have turned their attention to the tourism sector. I'm in the Kenyan coast to learn more.
Making travel accessible was the idea behind 25-year-old tech entrepreneur Yasmin El-Bagari's startup, Voyage. Voyage, an online platform, connects travelers to hosts around the world.
50% of the coffee that is produced in the country is consumed locally. The other 50% exported to different countries across the world. We're in the birthplace of coffee to examine who exactly is benefiting and who's getting a raw deal.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated PG. It may contain scenes unsuitable for children under the age of 10.
I'm super happy she is back. Yes, we've got Cindy on the show tonight, and he will be featured in the new season of Breaking Wild. What in the world, Quach? I didn't even know who you were. I was like, who's the new guy? What's going on? Why didn't you tell me there was someone new coming in?
Amina.
Is it because you think you don't know the next time you'll see your barber?
No.
Why would you do this to me? I feel like ni mimi nimekuwa.
I just realized that all great people are bald.
What?
I was just going through the internet today. I was checking on the richest person in the world.
Mean?
Cindy, do you know the hairstyle of Jeff Bezos? Yeah? Jeff? Yes. So this is Jeff Bezos.
Oh,
I'm walking in the lines of great men like Akina Mark Masai, Akina Bien.
Oh,
so you're going to add me to the list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Shiti, I don't think DJ Shiti. No?
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
There was also that DJ guy.
There's the first tier ones that has Akina Bien and the rest. Then there's this other one, Ikona Akina Moji Shot Baba Apachini.
Oh no. That's me. Cindy, how are you doing? I can see you still have your dreads, so that's great. How are you doing?
Yes. Oh my God, if I went to bar, I just look like a dude. I'm good. It's so good to see you. Eid Mubarak. I know it was a while back, but you know.
Yes, it was. It was about a
just
week ago.
decided to wish you a happy Eid. Yes.
And
Thank
you guys have decided with this red thing, eh?
Yeah, we have. It was a thing. We met. The people with
Mm-hmm.
hair met before. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We'll try and be less. Anyway, listen. Now, quarantainment inside a COVID-19 isolation center. That's what our Lakeside brothers, Akira Kwach, are currently doing as a way to be discharged. They are making the situation so fun that you may think it's cool to have corona. Take a look.
Oh, social distancing, bana. Oh, yeah.
That is not corona mask, my friend.
This one is not a corona mask. This one is fake. I'm not a patient. Oh, you're a patient. I'm not a patient. I'm not a patient. No, I'm not a patient, my brother. Okay. Get Nyaragwen. Get Nyaragwen now. Get Nyaragwen now.
All right, so now, Kwach, how can we turn any situation into a party?
Amina, I don't know why Kenyans don't understand. We have told, I don't know how many times we are going to tell you from the land of greatness that us, there is nothing we do normally. Hakuna kitu tunafanya kwa njia ya kawaida. Yeah, that's why even if a Luo is greeting you, akikusalimia tu, hakuna salamu tu ya ati, oh, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
I will start with your majesty.
Oh.
I can see that you have an intention that you want to...
What are you
know, if you're eating, eat like you're not going to eat again. If you're going to vote, vote like you're not going to vote again. If you're going to do anything, hata
if you're going to play football,
you see kama mimi nimeenda kunyolewa. Na nyolewa ni kama sitawahi nyolewa tena. That's how it happens.
Cindy, anazani kama hatawahi za tena.
Guys.
On goals.
Oh my God. Is just a joke. Anyway, what I like is, despite a very dark situation that these guys are in, they decided to look at the happy side of it. You know, right now, stats are all over the place about how guys are getting depressed because of this corona thing. And whenever there is the announcements by Mutahi Kagwe at 4 p.m., guys are scared because it's always about, oh, more cases, death, and so on and so forth. So it's good to know that some people are making lemonade out of lemons. And yes, they just happened to be from this other side of the equator, you know, where the graduates are. So I like that. It's all fun. It's all
if we can't find the cure, let's find how to live with it.
All right, fair point.
Exactly.
Fair point.
Kanungo eteko.
Ati, what did you say, Cindy?
Kanungo eteko. The West is the strength. Subject to interpretation on a Friday night.
I know. I was like,
hour.
No, but Amina is whispering here at you would say that.
Of course. Of course. She's the one giving us the tips. Multiply. Anyway, now first he has gotta go. Then came It Is What It Is. And now we have this one.
Can get it. You can get it. I can get it. And we have said this over and over again.
All right. Well, I have no idea how this is even a story. Cindy, you can get it. I can get it. Kwach, I don't know if right now you could get it, but let's.
Let me tell you.
How is it?
A guy with a bald head. People with hair, by the way, Kwach had a point. People with hair are very broke. Most people who do not have hair are the ones that have the money. Akili, minywele, pesa, ni kinyozi.
Exactly. Exactly. Men who have... Yeah?
Yeah, sema Kwach.
No, I was going to say that men who are making money don't have time kwenda kushukwa nini, kutwistiwa nywele the whole day or sitting there.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot. You're absolutely right. I'm just imagining like a CEO or an MD that we know and respect. Like he's getting his hair braided over the weekend. Like the lady's just like, weka kitu hapa, weka kitu hapa.
Can you imagine?
And then adding the...
Can you imagine you're on a Zoom meeting with your boss and then he's there like, so the numbers are not looking right, guys. You know, I think what you should do, can someone get me my hairband?
Oh my God.
Mtu anishikie nini zinafunika kamera.
I thought you said something.
So in honor of Mutahi Kwach, you can get it.
I can get it.
Yeah. You can get it and keep it and bank it for any day.
When When I saw that video, I wanted to send it to all the ladies in my DM. I wanted to tell them,
all 2 of them,
guys,
all 2 of them,
all the 1.5 of them. Kuna moja.
Fupi round.
Kwa ground vitu si poa.
I'm just wondering, and she's just looking at you from down there, the view, Akikwach. I don't know. What have your friends said? Anyway, it's okay. Let's just, how is this a story about Uncle Kagwe? But it's okay. It was, I think it was just all in good fun. All right, so now when a DJ creates a live stream and starts broadcasting music to the internet, he has become a radio station. These are the words of a Kikobo organization. Now, with most people unable to go out due to the curfew imposed by the government, the majority have turned to social media for entertainment. DJs have sprung up to keep those, who are staying at home dancing and entertained. And I bet at some point you've checked out a live. If you haven't, well, okay. But then for a lot of us, we've checked them out. So they have all theyese mixes, and they're hosting them on their platforms. This is like on Facebook and on YouTube or Instagram. However, now Kikobo on Wednesday said that anyone who violates the exclusive rights of the copyright owner is an infringer of that copyright. Now, Cindy, I don't know if you saw this story. The amount keeps changing of how much it is that they will be remitting every year. And I mean, as you can imagine, this was met with a lot of anger and shock. What are your thoughts?
It really was, and I asked a DJ friend of mine, allow me to read what he said. He says, I wish artist, DJ, and government could actually work together instead of it feeling that one is against the other. Explain to us how, when a DJ is in a fix right now during COVID, they can barely bail themselves out. Very few actually enjoy the success that the Copyright Board is imposing on them. It should be a joint discussion and shouldn't feel like it's on one side. And I totally agree. Some of these things, I understand the internet is a blanket area. FYI, KRA is now also looking at online businesses to find a way of making revenue, because it is uncharted territory. It's something that they did not anticipate. And maybe the Copyright Board are sitting and thinking, could this be something like a radio station? The best way is sit down with the stakeholders and find a way forward. I find it very insensitive in this day and age of COVID, when guys can't even afford, a meal, and guys are struggling, pubs are closed, DJ have no gigs. And what they're trying to do is actually to show that they have a skill set and to get that 100 million that the government promised them. So they are practicing their skill and they're showcasing it. But here's another government entity that's fighting them. Sit down with them, find a way forward. Let's pass through this season, be a bit more understanding. But 10K a year, you might think, that's kidogo money. But right now, DJs are starving, entertainers are starving. It's not the time to impose a law that is on an assumption.
But on the other side, though, Amina, today we were having the conversation about the creative space and the issue about intellectual property being a slippery slope, in such a way that the creative space, you no longer know, because once someone goes commercial with your product, you as a creator, because the artists the artists that this Kekobo represents, they also need something from the product of their work. So it's really something that they should sit down and have a conversation, because the DJs are saying, we are promoting your work as an artist. The artist is saying, this work cost me some money to make.
A certain amount of money, right?
Yes, just like you are homeless, jobless, just like you are not doing any gigs, I'm also not doing any gigs as well. So if we are going to share the spoils, because those lives have been commercialized. People are writing down their M-Pesa numbers, Cash App, whatever, and money is being sent. So if you're making some money from it, at least also me as an artist, let me make something. And also, this goes beyond just music. There was a thing we were talking about. People are now doing covers for even funny clips, where there is someone has done a funny clip, and then I want to do it for my TikTok. So I take the same clip, do it, and don't give credit to the initial owner of the clip.
Or creator,
Yes, the initial creator. True. So the more it gets shared, the more the identity of who made it gets lost.
Actually, that's so true, because sometimes when people do those TikTok videos, it's funnier than how the original creator, sort of like put it out. That is so interesting you say that. All right, well, you could tell us what you think. The hashtag, of course, is TTTT at the Trend Live. Now, this next story is one of the biggest stories in the world. An FBI investigation is underway, and 4 officers have been fired following a fatal encounter Monday between Minneapolis police and an unarmed 46-year-old black man named George Floyd. As you can see, so that's the police. All right, I'm not sure why we even needed to play that then. But anyway, we couldn't play the part where the cop was, you know, putting his knee on, his leg actually on George Floyd's neck. And, you know, just the clip is very graphic. Unfortunately, we couldn't really play the clip itself. If you can go online and you can check it out. It has caused an uproar with, you know, African Americans across the state just going to the streets, demonstrating. Kwach, I don't know if you saw, they also burnt down the Minneapolis precinct.
Yes.
You saw that?
Yes.
And then there was a guy who had, so he lit up fireworks. So you see the fire burning down the police station, and then on the other side you're seeing fireworks of them celebrating.
Yes.
And if you remember back in the day, you know, Rodney King, you know, causing this sort of the same uproar, because people are very angry and they're very tense because there's so many clips and so many videos that, you know, have been shared over the past few weeks. And right now with the whole COVID situation, they're very angry.
I don't understand what is this dehumanization of the black people that is happening in America. Because this is not even, this is not those things where you've been discriminated in the streets, where someone has said something that is hurtful, or someone has bullied you online because of your skin color. This is taking someone's life. And they didn't care, the impunity, they didn't care that someone was recording, they didn't even care that the whole world was going to see what they were doing exactly. And this is not even something that happening is only in the US. Even here in Kenya, just yesterday, there's a friend on Facebook, I'm not sure what I can't remember her name, but she shared a story of how her baba was just didn't beat the curfew, so he was caught off after the curfew hours. And he was beaten so bad that his whole face was bleeding, he was all over the place. And this is what people are being told. There is no reason ever that you should ever justify police brutality.
Yes.
Never ever say that someone gave them a reason for them to do what they did. Because today it is that someone, tomorrow it will be you. They will find you out there, they will deal with you mercilessly. We should all stand up to police brutality. We should all stand up to discrimination, yes.
Yes. You said in no situation, well, there are times when they feel like their lives are in danger and the person is armed. But you see in the case of someone like George Floyd, he was unarmed. He didn't pose any danger. He didn't pose any threat. You know, he was cooperating. He was already in the car at some point. They're pulling him out. Like he was doing what it is that they're saying. So why was there a need for you to use such excessive, unnecessary force?
You know the difference between policemen and between policemen and hooligans or criminals is that they've been trained. They've been trained. They have a way they should handle every single situation according to the law. The difference between thugs and cops is the law. One uses the law, one uses the law of the jungle.
Yes.
So if you arrest someone, they are not resisting arrest, they are not doing anything to suggest that they are putting your life in danger. Why are you doing that? Like this person was just kneeling on the guy's neck. It's so graphic.
It's so graphic. You're absolutely right. We do face the same, thing here. And you remember when the curfew was first imposed in Mombasa, you saw the clips of, the men and women who are also beaten.
Yes.
And you're wondering, I just got late. I didn't steal anything. I haven't killed anyone. Like, I don't understand what have I done for you to use such force on me. Cindy, what are your thoughts about this story, George Floyd, and of course also the police brutality that Kenyans are currently struggling with here in the country?
George Floyd was unarmed. Eric Garner, who, you know, said the
Also
famous
said,
last
"I can't
words
breathe."
before he passed on, I can't breathe, was unarmed. Trayvon Martin was unarmed. The thing that they had in common was that they are black. These days in America, you're at a higher risk of being shot being a black male than, you know, being hit by a car as you cross the road. I have a couple of relatives in the US, and it's sad that they have to train their black children, because my sister has sons, my brother has a son, and they have to train their kids that when you're confronted by a police officer, that you do not resist, that you put your hands on the steering wheel, that you cooperate, because they are at risk just because of their skin color. I don't know if you heard about the other case of this white jogger who called the cops on a black jogger in New York Central Park, and she was going to, you know, unleash her dogs on him.
Yes. Because the guy told her to put the dogs on a leash.
Graduate.
Yeah. Actually,
Exactly.
what was so
Turns out he
shocking
was a
is, if I
Harvard
could just
graduate,
explain...
he was like, he was not a bum.
No.
And it seems like there's a lot of white prejudice going on in the US.
Yeah.
There's a word for it. I've lost what is it? I mean, a white what? White privilege.
Privilege, yes.
There's a lot of white privilege going on in the US. This is something that has happened in time immemorial. A lot of guys are saying it's increased due to Donald Trump's, you know, being in government. However, I remember Eric Garner died during Obama's tenure. So it's just history repeating itself and bringing it back home. Yes, there's extrajudicial killing right now. There's a lot of extrajudicial killing happening in Kenya. But let's not forget, in a couple of years, we're going to go to elections. And that is now where we are at par with the US. Because right now we are brother and sister, we're all laughing. But in 2022, whenever there's an election, we remember that Cindy is a Jango.
Yes.
You know, my husband is Kikuyu, Amina is Borana. We now remember ourselves through tribes. So it cuts across the world.
Yes.
It just depends on what spectrum that you're looking at. And it's very easy for us. You know, I'm seeing a lot of hostility in social media and Kenyans saying, ban Minneapolis. But I'm still looking at them and I'm like, and in 2 years' time, won't you be there telling your neighbor and your friend, you know?
And you know, they say,
hakuna nusu mkate and that kind of rubbish.
You know, they say an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Completely. It's so true. You know, you say that, and then I remembered, you know, they said that the Jeffrey Epstein story was one of the worst. You know, it reflected so badly on the American justice system. It was one of the worst handled cases. If you haven't watched, there's a documentary out on it. It's quite shocking. It really is. I saw one today on a page on Instagram called The Shade Room. I can't even explain what happened, as this gentleman assumed that their office meeting of 12 individuals had come to an end. He forgot that his video was still on. So you know, yeah, I don't even want to talk about it, but you know what? It was it's a lot. And then, so now there was this one. Now the website of Kenya Agricultural Research Institute, that's CARI.org, was this morning defaced. Now, CARI's website had come under cyber attack and inappropriate content was displayed. Kwach, what would you do? I mean, why are people even doing
You know, I mean, the first interesting thing is that the meeting ilikuwa ya ukulima. Yeah, now... Now, but that aside though, you know...
I have so much to say
today,
to add on, but I'm like, let's keep the show on air.
Today I just received a notification from one of the leading telecom companies, and they were telling me that we really should take care on these online platforms that we are using for meetings, because some of them are really vulnerable. They expose you and your data out there. People are out there data mining, by the way, and especially, I don't know, I don't want to say anything bad about Zoom because I have not done my research and know about them. Yeah, but they say it's easy to be hacked. Someone can join in the meeting because, you know, once someone has a meeting ID, and this is something you can guess from wherever you are, you can just join any random meeting and post whatever it is you want to post.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane to me. And the worst part is that some of these sick, twisted people are doing it during class sessions as well. So as a class is going on, then now you just see an inappropriate content, being displayed. It happened, I think, somewhere in the States as well, which was very, very unfortunate. Cindy, what are your thoughts about it? Have we lost Cindy? All right. I don't know what's happened to Cindy.
Let me just add on to Kwach, because I get into a lot of Zoom meetings. Oh, you can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
you can hear me? Am I on?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great.
Cindy.
So I want to
hear you.
to what Kwach was saying about the Zoom meeting. Because though I'm on maternity leave, I've been part of a couple of Zoom meetings. Please wear trousers.
What do you mean?
At any given point, you will stand up, you forget to mute your video. Guys will notice that you have boxers. Guys will notice that you have nothing. So please just wear trousers. And for ladies, if you decide to sit with your legs crossed, just to know that the laptop can pan down and things can be seen. This is true story, by the way. I'm not even saying it just for TV. Zoom meetings have been the cause of a lot of HR issues, virtual HR issues.
So Cindy, are we going to receive?
The issue of cyber hacking.
Are we going to receive?
The more online sites we get, and now our kids are getting into Zoom meetings. Our kids are bored at home, so they're gaming a lot. They're getting into all these gaming websites. A lot of our data is, it's vulnerable, and there are hackers out there who are bored as well and can get into our personal stuff, get into cybercrime and so on and so forth. My worry is when it gets into exposing our kids to pornography. Because I don't know about you guys, but my kids share my devices, my phone, my laptop, and at any given time, if it's hacked and they log into something or they realize that a child is on Roblox a lot or Minecraft or whatever site they are on, then it can also be, our children can also be in danger in terms of being exposed to this kind of stuff. But it's been very interesting during this COVID season, especially Zoom meetings.
And you know what I found?
No, the thing about the Zoom meetings though, there is no respect of privacy. Because they call it we're on in 15 minutes. Meetings say, Denga, I'm talking to you, Maggie.
And you know that they are sure you are home.
If you're not home, they're like, should we report you? What are you doing? You should be home. They're like, so Zoom meeting in 2 minutes. In fact, sometimes they call you, they're like, manze Zoom meeting imeanza. I'm like, gani tena, ati tumeanza tu sahi. But you didn't tell me. Before people had to align their schedules, Wednesday, is everyone available? It's a mess. But Kwach, what did you want to say?
I wanted to say that one of the safety measures that people can do on Zoom is only put that feature where before someone joins, they have to wait in the waiting room. So that before they join the chat, you have to admit them in. That way you can admit everyone that you know should be in the meeting. So that strangers don't just bump into your meeting.
Pop in their boxers.
But on the other side though, I was wondering, people are doing these Zoom meetings with the shorts and stuff, and then they go ahead and post those pictures online. Who are you hiding from? If you're going to still tell us that you're wearing shorts.
That's true.
I was seeing the picture of
your bosses will see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy we're not panning to even what's here in studio. People don't need to see what is below. I'll show you, Cindy, right after we end the show. But make sure that you understand the apps that you're downloading, the ones that you're using. You're uploading a lot of sensitive and private information that sometimes could land in the wrong hands, and you don't want that to happen. So make sure that as you say, agree, next, you know the app.
Na nini?
Kana kimbiaga usikadharau. Wapenzi, tu kidogo kama hiyo ndio iliniingiza huku ndani. Kama ningelijua mapenzi ni kikohozi, singepatia mrembo hata simjui gari. Inauma, itabidi umezoea.
Kenya Association of Manufacturers is celebrating 60 years since